Well, good morning. It is Tuesday and I just finished my workout. I did a spinning class, an arms class, and a yoga class. And then I took a shower and now I am going to get dressed and I'm going to run some errands. So it's going to be a great day and I'm so excited to have you with me. So I'm going to fix all this and I will see you in 2 and 2. Okay, so I am out running my errands right now and I am all dressed and out and about, and I just finished. I can notice my flyaways in the car. I don't notice them in the mirror at home. Isn't that funny? Anyway, I'm out and about. I'm at Kroger right now and I just finished some shopping and I left my list on the counter. So I'm hoping I get everything. I need to stop at Target and then I need to stop at the pet store. They're right next to each other, so that's okay. I'll put you up here for a second. Oh, it's supposed to be in the 80s today, and I think it's supposed to rain a little bit in the afternoon, later afternoon, like about 5 o'clock dinner time. So I am going to finish my errands and then I will check back with you in a little bit. So I put some of the footage of me making my pork roast in my weekly menu plan video that's up before this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-add what was in that video along with the rest of the process. So you could see from beginning to end of the entire recipe. So it's not very long. It's about 5 minutes. You can always, speed it ahead if you want. But the whole recipe that I use, the savory pork roast recipe in the crock pot, will be right here, and then it's about I don't even think it's that long, but it's just a few minutes. And so I wanted it to be all linear in there together because I wasn't able to put the ending product in my menu plan. So the end of what the roast looks like is up and it turned out fabulous. And I have to say, the house smelled beautiful. I know I say this all the time, but it really did. And so also what I'm going to be making this week, along with my homemade hummus, is I'm gonna try making some naan bread for the hummus, okay? So we're gonna try and do that. I think I just have to make a regular yeast dough and then fry it. I've been doing a little research on it and it's quite interesting. So we will see about that. Right now I am in my kitchen and I had some leftover chicken, so I'm getting that ready to use for something in leftovers, like a casserole or something. So I will show you that when I decide, because I was thinking of making with the leftover chicken some chicken quesadillas, and I might do that or I might make a casserole. I'm not quite sure yet. There's a lot of chicken. I might even freeze some of it. So anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Now we'll get to the clip of the pork roast, and then I'm going to show you a little bit of outside because it's a rainy day. It's warm, very warm, but it's rainy. I am making this tonight for dinner, the savory pork roast. It's on my menu plan, and it's a 4 to 5 pound pork loin roast, a large onion sliced, 1 bay leaf, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and I'm going to put it all in the crock pot. The thing that I'm changing up a bit is I'm not using a 4 to 5 pound pork roast. I'm using a bunch of pork chops that I have that are boneless, so it'll work just fine. And so I'm going to show you that right now. These are the pork chops in the sprayed crock pot. I sprayed it gently, and now I'm going to slice some onion up. I'm going to use my mandolin, and I love this mandolin so much, more than I thought I would, because it slices everything so nice and thin, and it makes a lot of things a lot easier. And let me show you this real quick. I made these pickled onions and I used my mandolin to slice the onions, and they came out super thin, so it worked out perfectly for my pickled onions. And I used red onions and I put a jalapeno pepper in it with some garlic. And I made a brine of 2 cups white vinegar, 2 cups water, and I put a teaspoon of peppercorn in there, and they are fabulous. I'm thinking I'm going to add another red onion in here and just keep it going. But this was a really nice little side relish to my dinner. And it looks really pretty in the refrigerator too. So now I'm gonna slice a white onion and I'm gonna put it in my crock pot. So you're supposed to use this and go back and forth, but while it's big, I just kind of do this. Also, quick tip, put a towel underneath and that way it won't slide around. I knew that and I don't know why I didn't do it first. But I'm just sliding it back and forth. And when you get closer to the blade, then you can use this. And you can do this with everything, anything, like cucumbers. When I make that cucumber salad, you do it with carrots. Okay, and you can see all the onions. That's a lot of onions. So I'm going to take it, remove the lid. I'm going to take, okay, so that's a lot of onions. So here are the onions. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to dump it onto, I'm going to shake it gently into my crock pot. And I'm going to spread them a little bit like that. And then it calls for, I'm going to put the lid on to keep the heat in, it calls for a bay leaf and some garlic powder. So let me get that, and also some soy sauce. And I'm going to use this bay leaf, and you can get them at any store. I got this one, I happen to get this one at Kroger. So I'm just going to put one bay leaf in there, and don't forget when it's all done and cooking to kind of get the bay leaf out of there. It's just to give flavor, not to actually eat. I got the rest of the ingredients together. So what I'm going to do is, this is a tablespoon of garlic powder, and I'm going to sprinkle it all over the top. And then I have 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. It's Kikkoman's. I'm gonna try and get that. I'm glad it's got garlic powder and not garlic salt, because the soy sauce is super salty. I love soy sauce, it's so yummy. And then I'm going to put the bay leaf right on top. Isn't that pretty? It's gonna be so pretty when it cooks down. Okay, I'm gonna put the lid on, and it says to cook on high for an hour, and then lower the temp for 6 hours. So, my light up there is in the way. I turned the light off above so you could see it in its element, and how nice it is. It's all in here, and it's gonna cook all day, and it's gonna make the house smell beautiful. And this will be dinner. I'm gonna serve it with some white rice and a garden salad and some bread. And I think that will make a very lovely Monday night cozy spring dinner. And I took the broth and I added some flour and water, and now I'm letting the flour cook out and thicken the broth, and I'm going to pour the gravy back into the crock pot, and then I have my rice going. Okay, so this is the pork chops with the bay leaf, the garlic, and the soy sauce. And what I did was I took some of that broth and I'm making a gravy with it. And here is the finishing dinner. I sauteed some mushrooms that I had and I needed to use, and I put that with the savory pork over rice with some steamed broccoli. And this dinner was so good and so yummy, and the house smelled delicious. And here is a little peek at my Peloton, and I had to turn the volume down because there is music. And this is one of my favorite instructors that I think I've showed her before. I just adore her. She is always uplifting and has so many words of wisdom to give you. And here we are doing our bike. I stopped for a second so I could show you, and it's so fun. Okay, so I am going to make some yeast dough for my naan. I'm going to make it exactly how I make my dinner rolls, except I'm not going to make the dinner rolls, I'm going to make the naan. And so we're going to see how this turns out, because I've researched the recipe and it all seems to be just regular yeast dough. So we shall see. So I'm going to start with a cup of warm water, and I'm going to start with an egg and 2 tablespoons of butter. And what I do is when I bring eggs home, I mark the older ones so I know which ones to use first, because I keep them all in a plastic container. And so I know that I have to use this egg before I use the unmarked one, and I do it on so on. And then sometimes if this egg is still here and I add another batch of eggs, I'll do a second line on it. And then I can make little happy faces and stuff. But I'm gonna do a cup of warm water, 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine, and 1 egg. So then you do, after the 1 cup of warm water, 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine, 1 egg, I add 3 1/4 cup of bread flour, and then 1/4 cup of sugar. And then I'm going to add the teaspoon of salt, and then the packet of yeast. And I've always done it this way because when I first got my bread machine about 20 years ago, it said, put all the ingredients in your bread machine as it's listed. So I've always done that, and I've been making this for so long, and it's pretty much a no-fail yeast bread. The salt. And then I add a pack of yeast, and I am using the rapid rise. You could do just the regular rise instant yeast, but if I have rapid rise, I use this in place. I don't know, I just always have. And what I do is I buy this and I keep them in the freezer. You can buy the little container and keep it in the freezer, but I like the packets because the packet is the perfect amount I need in this recipe. And I just sprinkle it over the top like so. Put it in the bread machine, shut it, and then I'm going to go to, it's on medium already. It doesn't really matter because we're just going to do the dough cycle, but when I do bake bread, I like it on the medium instead of, I don't like it too dark and I don't like it too light. I like it medium. That's if I bake it in the machine, but we're just gonna do the dough cycle. So it's 8, so you go to menu, and it's going to knead and rest for an hour and 30 minutes, and it's going to do all the work. And then we just press start, and it's going to just go and go and go. This is the Georgia sky. These are the clouds, and I thought I'd show you my bell pepper plant before it started raining again. So it looks, oh, it kind of feels like it's already started. Look at my pretty lavender. Okay, look at this bell pepper plant. She is so pretty. I think I have to pull this stuff out of here. And then my pepper plant. I grew these. I cut these flowers and I put them on my cake for Mother's Day. They looked real pretty. And then I had a sucker on my dill that I had to cut off. I should have taken a picture of it before but I have some dill that I cut off and I put it in the refrigerator. So that is my beautiful bell pepper plant. Look at how big it's getting. This was one of the little tomato plants that survived. and the jalapeno and the daisies and a pepper plant. I moved these, that's why they're a little jumbled up because of the rain. Some more daisies. And then this is my basil. They're slowly but surely. I mean, it seems like forever since I planted them with you. These are supposed to be those really pretty, delicate white flowers. Forgot the name. Forgive me. And these are wildflowers. I have 2. So crazy. I can't wait to see what the flowers look like. That's going to be so fun. I think I'm going to put some in here. This was supposed to be a... Look at that. I don't know what that was supposed to be. I planted something in there that didn't come out. I'll have to look back. That's why I keep a journal, so I remember everything I planted. That is such a happy little dough. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to make it into... I'm going to roll it out into little balls, and then I'm going to flatten them. And then I'm going to fry them up, just like Nan, and it'll be good. But look how happy that dough is. I told you, it's a no-fail. Perfect yeast bread dough. I've made it for 20 years, and I always get a little happy dough out of it. Okay, so with all my research, I forgot to put the yogurt in, and I even bought yogurt, and I just followed my simple yeast dough recipe. What was I thinking? Oh well, okay, so apparently it's going to turn out more like a pita bread. That's okay. We'll do the Nan pita bread this week, and we'll do the Nan bread correctly next time. I forgot the yogurt. Y'all didn't tell me. Oh dear. It's okay. Why didn't y'all tell me I forgot yogurt? So I used my mandolin and I grated some cucumbers and onions, and I put it in some water and vinegar. I put some pepper and some garlic cloves in it. And you know what I think I'm going to do in that pot of dirt? I think I'm gonna put some garlic in there and see if I can grow some garlic. But this was the fresh dill that I pulled off my plant, and I'm going to put some of that into here. And then what I'm going to do, let me get this out of the way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cucumbers in this pretty jar. This is that garlic thing. You put the garlic in there and you roll it and gets the paper off of it. I got this at Kohl's with my Kohl's Cash. This was great. I think I got it at Kohl's with my Kohl's Cash. I'll have to, it's in one of my videos. I'm sure I'll tell you there. Or I could have gotten it at Kroger. I don't know. One or the other. But it's very useful. And so I'm going to put it all in this jar. I still can't believe I forgot the yogurt in my Nan recipe. I knew it too. I bought the yogurt. I just kept seeing the yeast dough recipes and thinking, oh, I could just do it in my bread maker. Oh well, it's okay. It'll be delicious. Anyway, we'll have flattened yeast rolls, right? So, I love, love, love Young Living. I'm going to use this to clean my sink. I just sprinkle it on, and I'm going to use my scrubby. Okay. A little bit of lemon. Little bit of lemon. Love lemon. I think lemon is one of my favorites. It can also take off a price tag in a matter of a second. That sticky residue. Oh, it smells so pretty. It smells like spring on a lemon tree. Just a little bit of cleanser, a little bit of love water, lemon oil, and a little elbow grease. You have the beautifully clean sink. I'm going to take this dough out and I'm going to make little dough balls with it. So now I'm going to take the dough and I'm going to make little dough balls. And I think they're a little bit bigger than a golf ball. And I made about 12 or so. And I used a little flour on the bottom of the counter so they wouldn't get too sticky and they were easy to work with a little bit more flour. And the process was so simple, and I was really happy with the dough, and the dough balls were shaping up just nice. And let me know if you've ever made naan or pita bread and what your thoughts on it was with, and then what kind of yogurt did you use? Did you use Greek yogurt or plain yogurt? So you can't really see it right now, but I am wearing an apron, and it was a very good decision because I got a lot of flour on my apron and it saved my clothes from getting the flour on them. I'm usually a very neat cook, but the flour just kind of jumped all over my apron. Anyway, I'm just continuing to make the little dough balls and putting them on this pretty pan. And then after they're all done, I'm going to roll them out with a rolling pin. Okay, so that was fun. So what I'm going to do is now I have my dough balls, and now I'm going to flatten it out, and then I'm going to fry them. And I'm going to flatten them out with this. So what I did was I would roll a few out and then I would fry them. It was a process. I did a little bit of each. I rolled some and then I fried some. And actually, as I was rolling them out, they were kind of becoming the shape of the naan. You know how it's kind of an awkward, like triangular shape? I was trying to get nice little circles, but they were making more of a triangular, which was fine because that was actually what naan looks like. This also reminded me a little bit about when I was a little girl and my grandfather would cover the kitchen table with flour and make homemade pasta. That was always a good day, and his pasta was so fabulous. I wish I could find that recipe. It's gonna be just fine. Oh, I think I see the sun coming. Okay, so now I'm going to fry it in a pan. You see how beautiful that looks? I am turning the heat on and I'm going to put a little oil on my pan. And let that heat up for a second, and we're going to fry our first piece of bread, right? Okay, so I think it's hot enough. There it is. And I'm going to fry it. It probably could have been a little hotter, but that is okay. You hear it sizzle? Okay. So I bought some Asian sesame. I bought red wine vinegar and white wine. They were on sale at, I think it was Publix. This is garlic powder for the back. Oh, it's getting a little puffy. It looks like it's getting a little puffy. Maybe turn the heat down. It's like cooking a pancake. Oh, look how pretty. Okay, so I got these and this, and then I brought this up because I have to remember to use it. Oh, look how beautiful it looks. It looks like naan bread, but it doesn't have the yogurt, so it's pita. It's a pita pocket. I probably shouldn't push it down. Probably should have left it all fluffy. Oh, I'm so happy with these. We may like these better, right? Okay, so I'm going to put it on this plate with a little paper towel on it. It's like frying up a pancake. And I'm going to continue cooking them. How cute, not bad, huh, for the first one. So these are them all done, and I think they came out beautiful. They were so easy, and they came out, and they're so soft too, so I think they're going to be wonderful. Okay, I am folding some kitchen towels right now, some linens, and I got a few more. I have a few more to go, and then I'm going to throw, I have some more whites in the washing machine. I'll throw those in here, and then I'll start another load. But I was really excited about my naan, not with yogurt, pita bread, how they came out. They were really good. They came out real soft and fluffy. They said that with the yogurt is what makes them real soft. But these came out really soft, so, but I'm gonna try them with yogurt. Anyway, I'm gonna finish folding this, and then I'm gonna start my dinner. Oh, and since my parties are over, I had back-to-back parties, I can bring my Aria back downstairs. I was just so scared that she was gonna get knocked over. And so right now in my room, I've been enjoying her, and I have been using some purification. It's very calming, and I just love this. I think I am so spoiled with this up in my bedroom right now that I would love to get a second one. Anyway, she's gonna go back downstairs so we all can enjoy her. I washed every single dish in the kitchen, and now I'm going to put everything away. And in 2 seconds, it will be clean. Look at that. Look how nice. All my plants. I wish I had more room for plants. I'd have more plants there. And my dishwasher is going to be going, and I'm leaving that pan out because I'm going to make some dinner soon. So now I am making myself some coffee, and I am going to make it in my cute little Be Positive cup, because we all need some motivation once in a while. And what better motivation is a little B cup that says Be Positive? And I just love coffee. I love it hot, warm, cold, on ice, black, with cream, etc., etc. Well, hello there. I am at Publix right now, and I am going in to get a few things, and I'm going to see if they have some BOGOs that can do me well, because sometimes they have BOGOs that I get, and sometimes they have BOGOs that I have no use for. You know, it's not a sale if you don't use the item, and that's what I'm learning, like, later in life. Just because it's on sale doesn't mean you have to buy it, right? Anyway, so I'm in Publix. I love Publix, and I've realized that if every store is out of what you need, Publix will always have it. Publix is a great backup, and they have a beautiful produce section. Okay, so I'm going to show you the weather. It looks really, really cloudy outside. Today is Thursday morning, and it looks so cloudy. It looks like it's going to rain, so I'm going to bring my umbrella in with me just in case. Look at the flowers they have outside. Oh, it's getting so windy. Can you hear the wind? It is getting windy. Look at the flowers, though. I love them. Okay, so we're entering Publix, and I'm trying to go down the aisles that there aren't any people, to show you a little bit of what Publix looks like inside, the one I shop at. And it's really quite lovely. It's very clean. It's always well stocked, and it always has everything I need. Sorry for the thumb. I have my list for Publix, and then after I leave Publix, I'm going to go to Kroger, because there's some things I want to get at Kroger too. Like, you all know I love the Kroger coffee, and you just can't get Kroger coffee at Publix. But I wanted to take you inside of my Publix over here, because I just think it's just a beautiful store. So I have my coffee with chocolate syrup. And I got this beautiful cantaloupe at Publix, and I am going to cut it and put it in this bowl, this pretty bowl. So I have a feeling I timed it perfectly to where the mailman is driving by. That is why you hear my little sweet puppy barking in the background, letting me know my mail is here. The seeds were all cleaned out, and now I'm going to cut them in little bite-sized pieces and put them in the bowl. So this is the knife I'm using, and it's one of my favorite. It's kind of hard to cut and hold the camera at the same time, but it went fairly quickly once I put the camera down. I have the cantaloupe all chopped up in bite-sized pieces, and I wanted to show you my green beans that I washed, because I thought the colors were so vibrant and beautiful, the cantaloupe and the green beans. And now I'm going to use my mandolin and cut up some more red onion. So this is it all sliced up, and it sliced it beautifully, and I'm going to add it into my pickled onion jar that I had showed you previously. These really were a hit. Everybody just loved them, and jalapeno added a little kick to them, and they were so good.